welcome to the Styles Cast. I'm Wes Styles for Rock 96.7 here in Bloomington, Illinois. I've got a very special guest with me today who's got some exciting stuff going on. A couple of singles dropping from the Smith and Myers project. We've got Zach Myers with me right now. How you doing, brother?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. Exciting day for you. New tunes out for the fans to see and to listen to. How's it got to feel for you right now and getting this part of the project out?
I'll be honest. Last night I was a little nervous. I was like, it's the first thing people are hearing, so
Oh, we lost you there. Hold on. You're freezing on me a bit. We are having some technical difficulties. Hang tight, everyone. We'll see if Zach gets back in. All right. He had to bow out for a second. I apologize for the technical difficulties. We'll get Zach back on in just a second as soon as he reconnects, which he's doing right now. And we'll get him back on into the feed here for our Styles Cast with Zach Myers. Zach and Brent have a new EP coming out in October. Smith and Myers Volume 1, October 9th. 2 tracks out today. We got Not Mad Enough and Rockin' in the Free World. Of course, yes, we're talking about the Neil Young song. That is their rendition. If you haven't heard it yet, go check it out. We have it over at myblowno.com. Waiting for Zach to come back on in. The track listing as well for the album got released, which you see right here on the screen. The first 2 tracks, 1 and 2, are the ones that got released today. The rest of the album, Volume 1, going to be coming out again on October 9th. And there is a mixture of covers and new original songs on this album, which we're really looking forward to seeing. Again, if you haven't seen the video for Not Mad Enough, head over to myblowno.com. We got it there for you. Still waiting for Zach to come back on into the feed. Unfortunately, a little technical difficulty, some internet connection issues, but we will go ahead and get him in here as soon as he gets back on. Again, questions are welcome. Go ahead and leave them in the comments section. We'll get to them as we can throughout the broadcast. And there is Zach. It looks like you're better now.
Hey, sorry. Yeah, I set my alarm for this interview, and I remember I paused it so it went into sleep, and then now 5 minutes later, it was reminding me that this interview was coming up.
Not a problem, man. Well, as I was mentioning during the interim there, October 9th, Volume 1, you were saying before the problems, you were excited by what was going on and the songs get released because these are folks' first taste of these songs that you guys are putting out.
Yeah, I was a little nervous last night just because I was excited for people to hear it. And, when you release music in times like this, especially with kind of the subject matter of what the songs are, like, people can politicize or kind of hot button it, but that's really not what the songs are about, So I was just kind of excited for people to hear it and see where we were with it. It's like we recorded these songs in February and March, so it was like to kind of hear it now, and like everybody else, and when you do something like this, it's yours for a short little while. It's only yours, and then everybody has it, and they can, in this day and age, I just try to ignore comments. I just like I don't even read the comment section anymore.
I can totally understand that. This Volume 1, because I talked to Brent a couple months ago, he said it was going to be a double album, but now it looks as though you guys are splitting the record, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so how much new material is on the new one, or Volume 1? How much original material versus cover?
5 and 5, I think.
Okay, because track 1, Not
I don't
Mad
even know
Enough.
what's the track listing. Hold on, let me see. I'll tell you how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so it's like it's every other song, right? It switches every other song.
Okay,
So
there you
Not Mad Enough is an original. The Weight of It All is an original. Panic is an original. Coast to Coast is original, and Since You Were Mine is original.
Okay, I'm gonna assume Never Tear Us Apart is the NXS track.
It is.
Oh, I can't wait to hear that one. You guys released Rockin' in the Free World today. A very interesting interpretation of the song because where it's normally more up tempo, this is a slowed down piano version. Did you approach all the covers that you did for these records that way?
Well, they're definitely all different. I think the kind of realization for us was we did the last Smith and Myers record, which was, I don't want to say a fluke, but it was honestly, radio had come to the label and been like, "Hey, Brent and Zach do a lot of these acoustic things together. What if Shinedown did a bunch of covers, like acoustic covers?" And we obviously with the Simple Man thing, we didn't want to go back in and do another cover. We're going to be stuck to Simple Man forever, which I'm okay with. But so we went in and we let fans pick the songs, and we did 10 covers in 2 days. The first Smith and Myers, those two EPs, those were made in 2 days. Probably
Wow.
12-hour days. And so the videos that you see on YouTube are actually us tracking the songs. It's not like, oh, we went back in and like, let's act like we're playing in the studio to give it that vibe. Like you're literally watching a live video of us tracking the song. So I don't think a lot of people knew that. So when it came to doing this record, it was when it came to the cover side of it, I went to Brent and just said, "Hey man, what if we wrote these songs? Like what if we weren't a band, right? We didn't have a bass player and a drummer. It was just me and you. How would we write these songs? Let's look at the lyrics. Let's look at how they're done." So we kind of just it was more every cover is kind of a reimagining of the cover, like a song like the let's see, like a song like Valerie, it's kind of the same, as the Mark Ronson Amy Winehouse version. Um but there's no drums and bass and there's no horns. So you kind of have to make those sounds with a guitar. So it ended up working out really cool. But yeah, we reapproached all the covers. None of them sound exactly like the original ones.
Cool. As far as the originals that you did for the record, how did you guys approach the whole writing process on it? Because the Not Mad Enough doesn't even sound like it could have ever been a Shinedown song in terms of the way it's stylized, if you will. So,
And it wouldn't have been, I think that the social commentary of what the song is about, I don't think we would have made a Shinedown song. But also just it's the same team that wrote stuff like Bully and It All Adds Up and like all these other songs, Second Chance, and Sound of Madness. It's like so it's me, Brent, and Dave Bassett, and and we basically we did the cover songs first. Funny enough, I kind of had forgotten about this, but our producer Dave Bassett brought it up in a text message between me, Brent, him, and our A&R guy. The fact that a lot of people won't know this, but I made this entire record with no index finger. I had 48 hours before we left. I was cleaning a serrated knife, and I
mhm.
cut pretty much like 80% of the tip of my finger off. It got better, but there's still a scar there.
Oh
Oh,
man,
where's the camera? It's pretty gnarly. So, um, yeah, I literally recorded all of these songs with these three fingers, which is kind of odd and very debilitating to do while you're trying to play guitar. But
Mhm.
yeah, it was with the original stuff. We kind of come in the morning about 10:30, 11. No, nothing, blank sheet of paper, and then, I would look through riffs in my phone that I had or little things, and a lot of it was just stuff that I had sitting in my phone, or Dave would come up with something, and me and Brent and Dave would write lyrics to it. So, it was a lot of fun, man. We did a song a day. We'd literally start with a blank sheet of paper and leave the studio with a song done. So, it was a lot of fun.
that is cool. And I saw that you had posted, I believe, last night that you yourself wrote a lot more lyrics this time around. How was that for you?
Yeah, it was fun, man. Brent takes lyrics very seriously, so to be able to collaborate with Brent meant a lot to me. To be able to put kind of my points of view in here and do things like that. So it was super cool, man, to sit down and write lyrics and go, hey, I call it a safe room, right? So we call it like when you're writing a song, you you can't be afraid to say a line that even if you know it isn't going to work, right? So you say it because what if there's a word in that line that's going to set Brent off on a path where he goes, oh, you know what, that is a good thing to write about. So it's we call it a safe room, man. You write and you're not afraid to throw out bad ideas because whatever happens. No one. The good news about writing a song is no one gets to hear all the terrible stuff you come up with first. So it's a lot of fun, man, and it was very much fun to write a lot of the lyrics on this record with Brent and Dave, and it was truly, man, a three-way collaborative effort. Me, Brent, and Dave Bassett work really well together, and some of the most creative times I've ever had were in that room in Malibu, California, doing this record.
That is awesome. Would you consider basically Dave to be like the fifth Beatle of Shinedown?
100%, Dave. I've said this for the last 12 years. Dave is the fifth member of Shinedown that doesn't tour and isn't on stage with us, but Dave is just as important as anyone else in Shinedown. He has no ego. He comes in, he's a great mattress, man. He's a great person to bounce ideas off of, and he's a great listener. And he's a brilliant songwriter, man. So it's like to write with that guy, like he's our collaborator forever. He's our kind of shaman of going to and being like, what about this? And he's also a good balancing act between the four of us, and how we think and how we write. So Dave's a huge part of Shinedown, and always will be.
That's awesome. And speaking of all the writing and stuff you guys do recently, congratulations, by the way. I know you get it everywhere, but the record-breaking #1 with Atlas Falls.
Yeah, man, it still seems fake. Still seems like it's not real. It's like to be mentioned with Van Halen and Tom Petty, and you have more #1 songs. What the hell is going on?
And Tom Petty, I believe you took his death pretty bad too, right? So he's kind of an idol.
Yes, still do. Yeah, it's my idol, man, my hero, my musical hero. So it's I guys like that. I've watched that documentary, which is I think almost 4 hours long, no less than 90 times.
Oh wow.
It's kind of my like mindless. I'm doing the dishes, I'm cleaning the house. I put it on. I can recite that documentary word for word. And he was always kind of a private person. He didn't do a ton of interviews. There wasn't, so to watch that documentary and just how he stood up for himself when, a label's like, listen, this is what you're going to do. And he's like, you know, no, I'm not. Screw you. I'm going to do it my way. He's like, I'll go work at a record store before I make records for you. And it's like it's that standing up for injustices in this business, which there is a ton of. Luckily for us, we've been on Atlantic Records, which is one of the best labels in the world and takes care of us. And like we never had those trials like that where we've had to stand up for those things. But just what a rebel, man, that guy was. And
Well, you talk about
so
the injustices. You got signed at 14. You left the business for a little bit and became a guitar tech, which then led you to Shinedown.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I had to deal with something like that because it was basically like I had started writing songs that weren't blues songs, which is kind of what I got started in. I was this kind of cute little blonde blues guitar player that they could make money off of, and because the Kenny Wayne Shepherd thing and the Johnny Lang thing were so big at that time in the mid '90s, that when I got signed, and then I started wanting to write songs, and it was like, you know, oh, that's cute, but we'll give these songs. They're like, we love the songs. We'll demo them out for other artists. And I was like, hold on, like, you're gonna shop my songs around for someone else like they're my songs. And
Mm.
I just kind of got upset. And they're like, that's not what you are. You're this thing. So I knew I had to start writing songs because when I toured with BB King, he was like, listen, he's like, you're a great guitar player. He's like, and this is all super cute. He's like, until your 18th birthday. And he wasn't being mean. What he meant by that was the novelty wears off. Now you're an adult who plays guitar, and guess how many great adults there are that play guitar.
Yep.
And he was right. And so I was like, I got to start writing songs, man, because like I was a good guitar player for 14, but I'm a decent guitar player for 36. So it's like I had to learn how to do those things. So I had to deal with it, sure. But in Shinedown, man, our label and management and everybody has always been on the up and up. It's never been we've never been told we had to do something or this is the way it is. And
Mhm.
luckily we've because of radio and the machine that's behind us, we've had the success to not have to be told this is the way it is.
Mhm. Shout out to Ad Rock and the whole crew at Indigoot.
Yeah, yeah. They're all
Yeah.
working from home right now.
Well, you're at home too. I see all these wonderful guitars behind you. Is this just a collection, or do you actually play all of them?
I try to play as many of them as I can. There's a lot of them.
Oh
They start
man, I've never
they
seen that
they
angle of the room.
they
Holy.
start over there. They keep going. Yeah, there's about 97 in here, 98.
Wow.
The shoe closet's over there, so that's a whole nother animal.
Yeah, I think I heard something like you have like 800 pairs or something like that of shoes.
Yeah,
At this point
close
in
to
life?
that. Yeah.
Man, that's insane. Talk to me about the Michael Myers mask behind you. I've seen
Oh
this
yeah.
in videos you've done.
So my name is Michael Myers, my birth name.
Mhm.
Michael Zachary Myers. I was always obsessed with Halloween as a kid, and I got into collecting masks and masks that were used in movies and stuff like that. So um, I got a bunch. I probably have about 20 masks, about three that were used in movies, and then some just the other ones that were just I collected over the years. I have a bunch of I just collect things: guitars, watches, shoes, masks.
How many rooms in the house are just dedicated to your stuff?
I'm gonna try to say this as quiet as I can so my wife doesn't get upset. Honestly, bro, really just two. All my stuff is on one wing of the house, so it's like the guitar room's really big. It's probably 48 by 20. It's a
Oh,
big
wow.
room.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. I'll
That
try to give you a better angle of it. It's so it yeah, it starts.
oh,
I'm
man.
standing at one. I'm standing at one wall right now. So
That is
it's a
crazy.
yeah, it's a large room. So my wife is a saint. Uh, so but yeah, so yeah, it's a big room. I collect stuff. I've always collected things.
Mhm.
I need to get rid of half of this stuff.
I know the feeling when I moved in with my wife. She's like, this is not going to be enough for us to live together. Like, there's not going to be enough space no matter where we find. I'm like,
Man, honestly, our first house was a super modest house, man. It was a great neighborhood, like half an acre lot, just an awesome place. And it honestly probably would have stayed there if we had more storage. I loved that house. I loved the neighborhood. And then we found this place and it was just like we stole it, man. And it was just like we're on 4.5, 5 acres and it's lovely, man. And it has room for like all the shoes and the guitar. So
like George.
I got to get rid of two storage units.
Oh wow, just to bring him into
Yeah.
the house.
Yeah.
As the old George Carlin bit was, you buy a bigger house to store more junk.
Yeah, that's really was it. I loved Carlin. He's probably my, if not my favorite comedian, my second favorite comedian of all time. So,
Yeah, he definitely had a huge influence on my sense of humor and my presentation on air
oh yeah,
over the course of the year.
his hate for commercialism is one of my favorite things.
Oh man. So all right. So we got Smith and Myers coming out October 9th. That's volume one. And we've got so much happening just for you guys in general. I'm looking through my notes because again, we have so much happening right now. Um, we talked about the writing sessions and everything going on. What else is happening for you just in your world? I mean, I know you have your other projects that you work on. Are you working on anything else or just solely concentrating on this right now?
Right now, man, I'm being dad and really trying to enjoy the time that I don't get. I've it's a blessing to me that I've been home this long and me and my wife get along great. It's like she normally it's her house.
Yeah, right.
She's the head of the house, and like I felt like I was gonna come home and like mess up her program. But it's been really nice. I've seen people who literally aren't or don't go out to work. They go to work. They just do a 9 to 5, and they're like getting divorces now. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And it's like it's crazy that I've been home this long. And when I'm off, I'm off. So like, I'm in my wife's hair 24 hours a day. So when I'm home, man, I don't have to go to work. So I get to be dad 24 hours a day. I get to be husband 24 hours a day. And yeah, it's been really cool. I've been mostly just concentrating on that, man, getting stuff done around the house. I drug about a tree and a half's worth of wood out of a lake yesterday. It was a lot
Oh,
of
wow.
fun. Yeah, I did that and then went and bought a wheelbarrow. Um,
Well,
it's
exactly
crazy
what
out here.
you domesticate
Crazy
it.
out here on the farm, man. Yeah, no, yeah, it's the Alan McMyers and more stuff. Definitely trying to write for some of that stuff, and
Mhm.
but yeah, mostly Smith and Myers, man. That's kind of where the focus is, and we've started the writing process for Shinedown. So
Okay, so Shinedown 7, the process has begun.
process has begun. There's 4 songs done.
Awesome. Going back to the house real quick, did your wife give you any major projects to do when she realized you're going to be home for an extended stretch of time?
Here's the thing about me. I have done well in life, and I don't spend a lot of money. But what I will spend money on is someone to come do stuff for me because I can't. So my wife knows me well enough to know like she's not letting me. I'm not putting anything together. Like I will, but she
Mhm.
knows like if I do take the kids out of the house, like I'm gonna break stuff. I'm gonna smash things. I just get so like, dude, my wife won't let me hang up. Like, there's probably 15 like plaques in the other room, like gold and platinum records and stuff, and like pictures that aren't up on these walls in this room because she will not let me hang them. Because I'm not, listen, man, I'm the least handy. I can work on cars. There's
Okay.
tons of stuff. I can literally run my entire pool system. Like I don't even need a pool company anymore. Like I know how to do all that stuff. Dude, I am like I don't want like also like I'm like I don't want to like mess with my hands and like so I wear gloves when I do anything. Like
Mhm.
if I'm like nailing something in, my wife's like, hold up. She's like, that's how we make money. You know,
Yeah,
so I
don't
wanna be that guy though, like, I wanna be the dude that can, like, fix the plumbing. I just
mhm.
can't do it, man. I would love to be on here and be cool and be like, "Yeah, man, I can go in and fix the garbage disposal." No, dude, I ain't messing with that. I
How did
can't do it.
how did you injure your finger then? Back when you guys were recording Smith and
I was
Myers.
cleaning I cook a lot, so I cook, cooking is a huge passion of mine. I was cleaning a serrated knife, and when I clean knives, I had a glove on because I was messing with ground beef, and I already had, like, a small cut on my middle finger. So I was cleaning a serrated knife, and what I do when I clean knives is I turn the blade away from me, and I take a towel and I fold it in half, and I go like this, and I just run it down the towel
Mhm.
to dry it off. My finger, I didn't pull. I usually bend my finger back, and my finger was like this, and I pulled it, and it sliced through my finger. It was so bad. It was so bloody. Like blood was just like pouring out. It was the grossest scene I've ever had a part of my body.
And was your wife going, see, this is why. This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, she was like that. But I mean, like I was like, here's the thing. I'm not like super handy where I can like, fix things around the house, but like love doing dishes. Like it's like my solid, like it's like my quiet place. Like I enjoy
Okay.
doing dishes. I'll put my AirPods in, I'll put on the Tom Petty documentary. I'm just, and I'm in it and it makes me happy. But like my wife was just like, all right, maybe you shouldn't clean knives anymore.
Oh man, have your sons been enjoying having you home? What is it like for them to have daddy home as much as he is?
It's cool, man. They're 4 and they're 2, and it's so funny because they both look like little California like surfer kids. They both have like
Yeah, they do.
long blonde surf hair, and they live outside, but they're like the most like redneck. Like my son, my son asked me yesterday. He goes, "Hey, can you give me one of those bug guns for my birthday?" I was like, "Yeah," and like he knows every species of fish by sight. It's like they catch frogs, they pick up snakes. They're little out. Tom Sawyer and Huck Finn, man, is what I call them. They're always outside. They're always in the mud. They're always in the rain. They actually just finished swim lessons about 20 minutes ago. So
Oh wow, cool.
yeah, the
That is
4-year-old swims like a dolphin, man, which makes me, we have a pool and we live on a lake. So when they were babies, I would get real nervous,
mhm.
because that's your biggest fear, right? So we got them in swim lessons. We got Ollie was in swim lessons at 8 months, and Avery was in it right at a year. So
I saw a
just it's
picture, I think, on your Instagram of you guys out on vacation out of the beach, and it looked like they were just having an absolute blast.
oh, they love it, man. Them being, they're not iPad kids, so them being inside on the TV or something, they do enjoy the iPad and stuff, but they watch educational stuff, but it's a hindrance to them, man. Like they want to be outside.
That is cool. Uh, that is, I'm just trying to think because that's really cool because I know so many kids are just, they are attached to electronics. Did you want it to be that way for them, or were you kind of like setting ground rules and stuff?
I mean, we definitely limit screen time because I don't watch a ton of TV. I mean, basketball's back on now, so I'm watching TV every day. But yeah, I mean, for them, honestly, it was more about, you know, I wanted them to. I was an outside kid, right? And that's kind of why we bought this house too, right? It's like, I can leave my kids on our property for 6 hours during the day, and I don't have to worry about anything. We're gated in, we're
Mhm.
fenced in. You know what I mean? So I can really it's really nice to kind of have that, like to where if we live in a neighborhood and there's a front yard and there's a road going, like so I did want them to be outside kids, and it kind of happened naturally. Oliver is 4, Avery's 2. They love gardening. They love being outside. My son catches at least 12 toads a day. They love being in the pool. They love fishing. So I love fishing too, but like, they like out. I love being outside, but they love being outside more than me. Like, I don't like bugs. I'm not
Ah,
afraid. There's a difference. I'm not afraid of bugs. I just don't like them. I like my biggest pet peeve is like walking through a spider web. Like,
oh, yeah.
I hate that more than any. Now, I'll tell you this: I will kill a spider if it needs to be killed. I will kill a spider with my bare hands. I'll kill a wasp with my bare hands. I'm manly in that sense. I am horrifiedly, deathly, and inexplicably afraid of snakes. Hate snakes more than anything on this earth, and I've already seen 6 since I've been living here. So
Oh, yeah, that's one thing I can't stand. I've had a fear of snakes since I was a child, so you're not
they're all
alone.
non they're all non-poisonous. So it.
That's
My son once I caught one once and killed it, but it was really big, and both my kids were little, and I know they would have went out and grabbed it because they have no fear of anything. So, I killed a non-poisonous snake. I still regret it to this day because we also have like a lot of field mice and like squirrels and stuff. So
mhm.
those things kill those things. So now, as much as I'm afraid of them, if I see one, I just let it go. We saw one the other day. It was like out back by the pool. It was 2 feet away from me, just hanging out, curled up, sunning itself. And I was like, Ollie was like, "What are you gonna do?" I'm like, "Leave it alone, man. Let it kill all this other little varmints running around here."
Mhm. Keep those out of your house. For your kids, do you see them taking up music? Are you gearing them that way, or are you like, nah, you guys don't have to do that? There's the answer. Both have their own drum sets.
Yeah, both of them side by side. Not annoying at all. Oh man.
No.
No, my son, my oldest has started really kind of like so every when both of them were born, I had PRS make them a really cool private stock guitar for each of them with their name and baby blocks on the neck. So my son comes in every day now, picks up his guitar and like tries to like strum it. So that's cool, man. My wife is a better musician than I am. So I don't know if I want to teach him guitar or I want her to teach him guitar, but she'll probably teach him piano and I'll probably teach him guitar.
There you go. Well, that's cool. You talked about sports being back. How do you feel about the way things are going and being done? I mean, basketball is a completely different world right now because of the setup they're doing. Baseball the same way. Heck, the WWE, call it a sport if you want. They just set up the Thunderdome, which is a new way of presenting it to the audience. So, how's your vibe on all this and how it as a
I mean,
viewer?
I think it's just where we are right now. I think it's kind of where we have to be. I mean, I love obviously sports are one of my favorite things in the world. So, I'm interested to see how football is going to play out. I don't think they're taking enough early precautions to get this thing off the ground. With baseball, it's like they should have just done 2 bubbles. They should have done an Arizona and a Florida bubble, and then the St. Louis Cardinals would have played more than like whatever 2.5 games, and they've that they've played so far. Um, I'm mad that the Grizzlies didn't make it. It came down to the very last game. We kind of fought our way back. We were in the 8th seed. We played the Blazers and we lost, and we had the game. I'm not getting frustrated. Promise. No, but here's the thing. I wanted my team to go, but I'm excited the Blazers are playing the Lakers because I think the Blazers are going to give the Lakers a run for their money. Which I don't think we would have. I don't think we would have done that per se. I don't think we would have given them that same run. So I'm interested to see how football plays out. I mean, I think the short baseball season is kind of cool. But it's a weird thing, right? So, like, the bubble in the NBA bubble, they haven't had no one's tested positive. And if you go outside okay, so for instance, a friend of mine, Mike Conley, who plays for the Jazz, who were in the playoffs, he just had his third son. So he had to leave to go have his third son. So when he comes back, he has to quarantine for 10 days before he can play again. So they're definitely doing it the right way, man. They've had no positive tests out of 300 plus people on campus. But here's the issue. What if Giannis, gets coronavirus? What if LeBron gets coronavirus? Is there a huge asterisk next to this championship now because they're still going to play the games
Hmm.
and your best player is out? Like that. That's not fair. So I mean, I think they went about it the best way that they could with the circumstances they were given. I think the NBA did it the right way. I think you're gonna. I don't. I'll be honest, I don't see them making it to 80 games in baseball. I don't think that's going to happen. I think more people are going to get sick, and they're just going to have to shut it down.
I agree with that, and I think the same thing's going to happen, like you said, like the bubble idea. I don't think football. I don't think we're going to make it to the Super Bowl.
No, and I think what they should truly do is they should do a football bubble. Maybe make it 3 cities where you have to stay in. Everybody stays in the same hotels. You know what I mean? The planes are wiped down. The planes and basically all the players play in 3 cities. You know what I mean? Like you play every game in 3 cities, and that's just how it is. No fans. Until who knows? The thing's so weird, right? You're talking about getting a vaccination for this thing, and it's like it took dozens of years to come up with the flu vaccination, and everybody's gonna trust the vaccination in 18 months. It's like even with a vaccination, people still get the flu. So I don't know. It's kind of like where are we? You know what I mean? Like it sucks for us. I'm the last. I was the first person out of a job, and I will be the last person to go back to work. So for us, it's just more frustrating, because we want to go out and do our job, but it's like almost, man, it's like this thing's not going to go away until everybody gets it. Truly, like that, viruses don't go away. They don't just disappear. So it's like it sucks, man, because I'm the guy who's out there promoting masks. I'm wearing masks. I don't think anybody should. I don't think it should be government mandated for you to wear a mask, but I think you should just wear a mask because you're not an asshole. You know what I mean?
Oh, thank you for
I think
that.
I think that should be. I think the government being involved in you wearing a mask is a little silly, but I think you should just wear a mask because you're a decent person.
Mm-hmm. I
You
agree
take
with
it
that.
off as soon as you get outside. You don't have to you know,
Right, or wear it in your car while you're driving. I've seen that.
so stupid by yourself.
Just speak of that, and we'll wrap up with this question. I appreciate all the time you've given us, but you guys, you're supposed to have shows set up at least for Smith and Myers coming up. What does that look like for you, and how do you see those shows going down?
So we're doing 3 in Pennsylvania. We got offered about 6. We turned down the other 3 because we we want the city to be able to control the narrative, right? Like I don't want to. These are all drive-in shows. So what it is, you can get out of your car, but you have to remain in like I think the spaces are 10 by 16, which is really big, and then the spaces next to each car are empty. So you have a little bit of room to get around. But like we didn't want to show up to a show and it be like this Nashville thing where 5,000 people are crowded in a field. Like so stupid, man. Like you're stopping us from getting back to work by doing that. So we wanted to make sure all the health precautions were taking place. So we're doing it with real promoters. We're doing it with people who are going to take the safety of our fans seriously, because that's the most important thing, obviously, is the safety of our fans. And yeah, I think we're going to do it the proper way, and we'll see. Hopefully we can do more. I've never done a show without a PA where people like tune in to like a radio
Right.
station. So I'm kind of interested to see how it goes. I'm looking forward to being on stage again and playing these songs, but yeah, I don't. My buddy Bert Kreischer has been out doing these things, these drive-in shows, and he told me that the fans are really appreciative and they really enjoy it. So I'm looking forward to that. So listen, you adapt or die, right? You got to do what you got to do in these times. It's not going to be like this forever. But you do what you can do right now to be able to put on a show, and we're definitely going to do it as safely as we can. We don't want anybody getting sick for wanting to come see us do our, you know, tell our fart jokes on stage and make fun of each other. And Smith and Myers is a fun show because it's so crowd interactive. It's kind of half stand up comedy, you know half music. So I'm interested to see how it goes over where people can't like really sing along back to us and they're so far away.
Right. That's going to be an interesting time. One last thing, and that's it. And I'll wrap with that. Do you have another performance coming in from home? You did one yesterday. Do you have another one set up and ready to go?
Yeah, we do. I do them every Thursday when I'm home. So all the proceeds go to benefit frontline workers. Frontline workers means grocery store employees, post office, police officers, firemen, hospital workers, clinics. What we do is we give that money to a organization called Feed the Frontline 901. They get a local restaurant to provide food, so that keeps the local restaurant in business. They get a local musician who's out of work to bring the food and deliver the food to the essential workers who have to work and get sneezed on every day by idiots who don't want to wear masks. So it's a cool thing, man. We've raised, I think, close to $10,000 just doing it, just
Wow.
me. So yeah, man, it's been a lot of fun. I enjoy doing it, and also I get to play music. And last night I did something. I literally played all songs I'd never played before, which was very very nerve wracking, but ended up being cool. So
That's really cool. So that happens every Thursday. Smith and Myers, Volume 1, going to be out on October 9th. Thank you so much for the time, Zach. Stay on the line. I'm just going to end the broadcast, and I'll talk to you here afterwards, all right?
all right.